Alcoholism and substance abuse may affect all of us, and veterans are no exception. Jama Carpenter heads our Phoenix VA residential and non-residential counseling programs, which are geared towards helping veterans achieve and maintain sobriety. Think about our veterans compared to the general population. They come back from war with more substance abuse issues. Why is that?
Well, often our veterans who experience traumatic events in combat will often turn to drugs and alcohol to self-medicate the symptoms associated with their combat experiences. And even if they're not doing that, they often have a difficult time reintegrating in society when they're discharged from the military. And they feel that their family and their friends don't understand the things that they're going through. So they feel very isolated and often use drugs and alcohol.
So what do we do to help them? What kind of programs, services do we offer?
Well, we have a variety of services and have expanded our services in the substance abuse clinic. So we have early intervention treatment that is geared more towards the veteran who may have experienced a one-time DUI or just really feels like they might have a problem and they want to get some awareness education. We have intensive outpatient treatment, which is people who have a more serious problem. And for those who really need a stable, sober living environment, we have a 90-day residential treatment program.
Let's talk about that outpatient program first, because that's probably one of our larger ones. How long is the program? What does it involve? How does it work for our veterans?
Well, purposely, all of our intensive outpatient programs are 12 weeks in length, and the reason is based on research in substance abuse, folks do better when they're in treatment longer. So at least 90 days is necessary for successful recovery.
And does it involve one-on-one counseling, group counseling? How does it work?
Each veteran is assigned a primary therapist who does an assessment and a treatment plan designed for their individual needs. And then the treatment tends to be more groups because they get a lot of support from other veterans in the group, which we find is very effective and helpful.
I think that's one of the great things the military does is that, you know, it just kind of builds that camaraderie. So I can see them leaning on their counterparts in those groups and have that feeling of they're not in this alone.
They really support each other, and a lot of the veterans really express that they now feel like they're in a group of other folks who understand what they're going through, both with the substance abuse and their military experience, which is so important.
What else do we offer to help them?
Some of them, unfortunately, are homeless or they have legal problems. Some of them have mental health problems, including post-traumatic stress disorder. So we try to help hook them up to the services they need. And in the homeless program, because we are housed with them in the same building, we offer U.S. Vets, which is a transitional residential. We have halfway house contracts where we can place them in a sober environment. And we've recently received a new program called HUD-VASH, and that includes vouchers for Section 8 housing for our veterans.
Well, it's obvious you have some wonderful interventions, and we thank you so much for helping our veterans. If you or a family member needs help, or you just have questions about abuse and recovery, VA is here to help. Call the number on your screen or log on to the VA website to find a program that can help you. Research shows a direct relationship between physical fitness, especially flexibility, and life expectancy. I joined Rob in the gym where he used an unusual device to measure my flexibility. I learned something surprising about myself and how flexibility can be a lifespan predictor. We're in the gym and we're going to talk about flexibility. So take it away, Rob.
Great. Flexibility is one of the 5 major components of physical fitness, and it's also the one that most people neglect the most. Okay. Above that, you have cardiovascular fitness, muscular endurance, okay, body composition, right, and flexibility. So what we're going to do is talk about the importance of flexibility and how we measure that as a test. Okay. Flexibility is important because it is a predictor of early morbidity, but it's also a precursor to reduced mobility. Okay, so we measure this as a component to give people an idea of what they need to improve on.
Great. Okay, so how do we measure?
We use a field testing stretching box, a sit and reach test. You may have seen this in grade school with the Presidential Physical Fitness Challenge.
Yes, I did. I remember.
So we have you sit on the floor
Okay.
with your legs straight.
Straight.
And you put your feet flat up against the box.
Okay.
Okay.
There we go.
So we move it up
Thank
to
you.
you and out to the
Okay.
corners.
And now put my heels on the corner of the box.
And what we
Okay.
do is we put your hands side by side.
Like this.
Okay. You
All
sit up
right.
tall
Okay.
and you reach forward and push this plate as far out as you can, right, without your knees bending.
Without my knees bent.
Right. Reach out slowly.
Oh, I feel that in my hamstrings.
Yes, you're
right?
going to feel it in the
Okay.
back of the legs and the lower back, depending on where you're
Oh.
tight.
Okay.
Okay. Now we repeat the test several times.
Okay.
So we
I'll
can
do it
get
again.
an accurate measurement.
Oh,
Good.
see, yeah, because it's getting looser. The
You
more
feel
we
that?
do it, the looser we get.
And you
Okay.
got another inch.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
So now we're
Okay,
going to reach out and
right.
continue until we
Last
level
time.
out. Very good. And that's the same spot.
Oh,
so now
okay.
we are at 16 3/4 inches. The 15-inch line is at the bottom of your toes.
Okay.
So you are a good near 2 inches past your toes.
Oh, good.
Which is generally a good score.
Okay.
And what we do is we look at the chart based on your age group category and your distance and compare that to a national average.
All right.
Okay.
And then what would that tell me? What would that information tell me?
It's more for the instructor to help you
create
know.
a program for
Right.
me to work out
Right.
to get in good shape.
Right, so then we can then help you stretch better to improve that,
Okay.
that score.
So a simple test, but very important for both of us to see where we need to go to improve.
Exactly.
Okay. Now you also said this is a precursor for morbidity and mobility. Why is that?
Right, flexibility or the lack of flexibility, okay, is a predictor of early morbidity, meaning the less flexible you are as you age, okay, the earlier people tend to die from other causes, okay? But a lack of flexibility is also a precursor to a lack of mobility, meaning the less flexible you are, the less you tend to move. That affects your stability and your balance, okay, and your ability to operate during the day.
Really, just overall general well-being.
Right,
So
and it
how
opens yourself up to falling and then more injuries. All right, so it's kind of a snowball effect.
So you really need both in order to have really good flexibility and mobility
Right.
to keep ahead of the game.
Exactly.
So how did I do?
Well, you have a better than average score, but it leaves you open for improvement.
Okay. So always willing to improve. Simple test, really easy to measure. So thank you.
You're welcome.
That's all for today. If you'd like to learn more about any of our guests or topics, just visit us at our website, phoenix.va.gov. I'm Paula Pedene. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to join us for our next episode of To Your Health.